Hello, future chemists. Welcome to an exciting session where we'll explore the fascinating world of aldehydes and ketones, specifically focusing on their oxidation reactions. This topic is super important for your advanced preparation, as it forms the backbone of many organic synthesis problems. We'll start with the basics, then dive deeper into mechanisms, selective reagents, and finally, competitive level concepts. Get ready to uncover how these common organic compounds transform. Ready to discover how aldehydes and ketones react with oxygen? Let's start with the fundamental differences. Oxidation in organic chemistry isn't just about adding oxygen, it's about increasing the number of bonds to oxygen or decreasing bonds to hydrogen. Think of it as gaining oxidative power. Now, aldehydes and ketones, despite both having a carbonyl group, behave very differently. Aldehydes, represented as ARCHO, have a unique hydrogen atom directly attached to the carbonyl carbon. This aldehydic hydrogen is the key to their reactivity. It's relatively weak and makes aldehydes incredibly easy to oxidize. They readily convert into carboxylic acids, ARCO. Ketones, on the other hand, are ARCOR, meaning the carbonyl carbon is flanked by two alkyl or aryl groups. They lack that special aldehydic hydrogen. This structural difference makes ketones much more resistant to oxidation. To oxidize them, you need really vigorous conditions like strong oxidizers and high temperatures. When ketones do oxidize, the carbon-carbon bonds next to the carbonyl break, leading to a mixture of smaller carboxylic acids. The differential reactivity of aldehydes and ketones is exploited in several diagnostic tests. Tollens reagent, an ammoniacal silver nitrate solution, is a classic example. When an aldehyde reacts with tollens, the silver ions are reduced to metallic silver, forming a beautiful silver mirror on the test tube. Ketones, lacking the aldehydic hydrogen, do not react. Similarly, Fehling's solution, an alkaline solution of copper sulfate and sodium potassium tartrate, turns from blue to a brick red precipitate of cuprous oxide when it oxidizes an aldehyde. Again, ketones remain unreactive. Benedict's solution is another similar copper-based reagent. These tests are crucial for distinguishing between aldehydes and ketones in the lab. For example, ethanol, an aldehyde, readily gives positive Tollens and Fehling's tests, while propanone, a ketone, shows no reaction with these mild oxidants. Understanding these reactions is fundamental for identifying unknown compounds. Now, let's test your understanding with a few practice questions. Take a moment to think about the concepts we just discussed. Which compounds will react with Tollens reagent? Why are aldehydes more reactive? And what products do you expect from simple aldehyde oxidation? Pause the video, try them out, and then check your answers. Alright, let's step up our game. In the medium level, we'll delve deeper into the specifics of these oxidation reactions. Let's explore aldehyde oxidation in more detail. The CH bond on the carbonyl carbon is the primary site of attack. In aqueous solutions, aldehydes can reversibly form gemdiols, which are then oxidized. Strong oxidizing agents like acidified potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate, or nitric acid convert aldehydes to carboxylic acids efficiently, but they are generally non-selective and can affect other functional groups. Chromic acid, also known as Jones reagent, is another powerful oxidant for aldehydes. This conversion of aldehydes to carboxylic acids is a vital step in many synthetic routes, often following the oxidation of primary alcohols to aldehydes. Industrially, this process is crucial. For instance, acetaldehyde is oxidized to acetic acid using air and metal catalysts, showcasing the real-world application of these reactions. Now, for ketones, which are more challenging to oxidize. Their lack of an aldehydic hydrogen means they resist mild oxidation. Only under vigorous conditions, using strong oxidizers like hot acidified KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7, do ketones undergo oxidation. This harsh treatment leads to the cleavage of carbon-carbon bonds adjacent to the carbonyl group. A key principle here is Popoff's rule, which states that in unsymmetrical ketones, the carbonyl group preferentially stays with the smaller alkyl group when a C-to-C bond breaks. This results in a mixture of carboxylic acids. For example, in butane 2-1, the C-to-C bond between the carbonyl and the ethyl group breaks, yielding to molecules of ethanoic acid. Another important reaction for specific ketones is the haloform reaction, which applies to methyl ketones, those with a CH3 co-group. When reacted with a halogen and a base, they produce a haloform, like iodoform, and a carboxylate salt. This reaction is a characteristic test for identifying methyl ketones. Let's break down the haloform reaction mechanism, which is both an oxidation and a cleavage. It starts with the replacement of the acidic alpha hydrogens of the methyl group by halogen atoms, forming a trihalogenated intermediate, like Ci3-CoR. In the next step, hydroxide attacks the carbonyl carbon, and the trihalogenated carbon anion, being a good leaving group, departs. This leads to the formation of a carboxylate ion and the Ci3 anion. Finally, the Ci3 anion picks up a proton to form the haloform, such as yellow iodoform, Chi3. This reaction is a fantastic diagnostic tool. It's used to identify not only methyl ketones but also secondary alcohols that can be oxidized to methyl ketones under the reaction conditions, like ethanol or 2-propanol. Understanding this mechanism helps predict which compounds will give a positive test and is vital for structural elucidation in organic chemistry. Time to solidify your understanding of these deeper concepts. The medium-level questions will challenge you on Popoff's rule, the haloform reaction, and the specific conditions for ketone oxidation. Remember to consider the structure of the reactants and the nature of the oxidizing agents. Pause the video, work through these problems, and then review your solutions. Alright, buckle up. We are entering the hard level, where we'll tackle mechanisms, selectivity, and advanced reactions. At the hard level, we analyze the intricate details of oxidation. For aldehydes, their easy oxidation in aqueous solutions often involves initial hydration to gemdiols. These gemdiols, with their two hydroxyl groups on the same carbon, are then more readily oxidized to carboxylic acids. The CH bond in the gemdiol is significantly weaker and more susceptible to attack. When selecting oxidants, selectivity is key. Reagents like Jones reagent, a strong chromium-6 oxidant, will oxidize aldehydes to carboxylic acids. However, milder chromium reagents, such as PCC or PDC, are specifically designed to stop at the aldehyde stage when oxidizing primary alcohols, preventing overoxidation. Tollens reagent, on the other hand, is highly selective for aldehydes and won't touch alcohols or ketones. Its mechanism involves a nucleophilic attack and a hydride transfer to the silver ion. Understanding these selective reagents and their underlying mechanisms is crucial for designing multi-step synthesis and avoiding unwanted side reactions. Let's dive into two critical ketone reactions. First, the Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, where ketones are transformed into esters using peroxy acids like MCPBA. This reaction involves the insertion of an oxygen atom next to the carbonyl group. The regioselectivity of this insertion is governed by migratory aptitude. Hydrogen migrates most readily, followed by tertiary, then secondary alkyl, phenyl, primary alkyl, and finally methyl. This order dictates which ester is formed. Secondly, revisiting Popoff's rule for unsymmetrical ketone cleavage, it's not just a rule of thumb. Its basis lies in the formation of more stable intermediates, such as more substituted enols or carbocations, which preferentially form during the vigorous oxidation. For instance, if a ketone has different alkyl groups, the bond breaking will favor the retention of the carbonyl with the smaller, less hindered group. This understanding is vital for predicting products in complex oxidation scenarios. Beyond the basic Tollens and Fehlings, other differentiating tests are essential. Schiff's test, which restores a pink magenta color with aldehydes but not ketones, provides another distinction. The iodoform test remains a powerful tool, not just for methyl ketones but also for secondary alcohols oxidizable to them. Moreover, a unique reaction for aldehydes lacking alpha hydrogens is the Cannizzaro reaction. In concentrated alkali, these aldehydes undergo disproportionation. One molecule is oxidized to a carboxylic acid salt, while another is reduced to an alcohol. Benzaldehyde and formaldehyde are classic examples. The mechanism involves a hydride transfer. A fascinating variation is the cross-Cannizzaro reaction, where two different aldehydes without alpha hydrogens react, typically with formaldehyde being oxidized. This reaction stands in contrast to aldol condensation, which occurs with aldehydes possessing alpha hydrogens, highlighting the diverse reactivity of carbonyl compounds based on their structure. These hard-level questions will challenge your mechanistic understanding, your ability to predict products based on selectivity rules, and your knowledge of differentiating tests. Think critically about the reagents, the structure of the starting materials, and the conditions. Remember to consider migratory aptitudes for Baeyer-Villiger and the presence or absence of alpha hydrogens for Cannizzaro reactions. Take your time, work through each problem, and try to explain your reasoning. Alright, future engineers and scientists, prepare for the ultimate challenge. In this hardest level, we'll dive into competitive depth, industrial insights, and advanced theories. At the highest level, we explore advanced oxidizing agents and their intricate mechanisms. Selenium dioxide, SO2, is a highly specific oxidant that targets active methylene or methyl groups adjacent to a carbonyl or an alkene, converting them into new carbonyls. Its mechanism involves complex pericyclic reactions. Then we have Des-Martin periodinane, or DMP, a hypervalent iodine reagent renowned for its mildness and high selectivity. It oxidizes alcohols to aldehydes and ketones without overoxidation, making it invaluable for sensitive molecules. Industrially, catalytic aerobic oxidation, using molecular oxygen and metal catalysts, represents a pinnacle of green chemistry for bulk production of carboxylic acids from aldehydes, driven by radical pathways. These methods showcase the continuous drive for efficient and environmentally friendly transformations. Let's deepen our understanding of stereochemistry and regioselectivity. In Baeyer-Villiger oxidation, the migrating group retains its configuration, a critical detail for synthesizing chiral esters. This stereochemical memory confirms a concerted migration. For ketone cleavage, beyond Popoff's rule, electronic and steric factors precisely dictate which bond breaks. Electron-donating groups favor migration in Baeyer-Villiger, while steric hindrance can influence cleavage in Popoff's rule. The mechanism often proceeds through enolization, where the ketone's enol form, acting as a nucleophile, is attacked by the oxidant, leading to C-to-C bond cleavage. This is crucial for understanding why alpha hydrogens are so vital for many ketone reactions. Furthermore, advanced transition metal catalysts like RuO4 offer powerful, albeit sometimes less selective, oxidation capabilities, while the anhydrous nature of reagents like PCC prevents further oxidation of aldehydes, a testament to clever reagent design. Oxidation reactions are not just lab curiosities, they are cornerstones of industrial processes and biological systems. Industrially, the oxidation of cyclohexanone to adipic acid, a precursor for nylon 6,6, or acetaldehyde to acetic acid, are massive-scale operations. The drive towards green chemistry means moving away from toxic heavy metal oxidants to more sustainable alternatives like molecular oxygen or biocatalysts, reducing environmental impact. In biological systems, aldehyde dehydrogenases are crucial enzymes that oxidize aldehydes to carboxylic acids, playing roles in detoxification and metabolism. Many metabolic pathways, including lipid and steroid synthesis, rely on precise ketone oxidations. Analytically, the specific tests like Tollens, Fehlings, and iodoform are fundamental for qualitative identification of functional groups. However, handling strong oxidants requires extreme caution due to their corrosive, toxic, and explosive nature. The future of oxidation chemistry lies in developing highly selective, efficient, and environmentally benign catalytic systems. To truly master oxidation, a comprehensive understanding of reagents is essential. For aldehydes, remember Tollens and Fehlings for mild, diagnostic tests, and stronger oxidants like KMnO4 or Jones reagent for full conversion to carboxylic acids. Ketones, on the other hand, require vigorous conditions for C-to-C cleavage, following Popoff's rule. But don't forget specialized reactions like Baeyer-Villiger for ester formation and the haloform reaction for methyl ketones. When tackling advanced problems, always adopt a systematic problem-solving strategy. First, identify the functional groups and any unique structural features like alpha hydrogens or symmetry. Second, analyze the reagent's strength and selectivity. Third, consider the reaction conditions. Finally, predict the products, paying attention to regoselectivity, stereochemistry, and potential side reactions. Watch out for common pitfalls, such as confusing aldehydes and ketones, overoxidation, or misapplying Popoff's rule. A deep mechanistic understanding is your ultimate tool for success. Now, let's put your competitive knowledge to the test with the first set of hardest level questions. These problems will challenge your understanding of advanced mechanisms, reagent selectivity, and multi-step synthesis. Read each question carefully, consider all the nuances of the reactions we've discussed, and apply your problem-solving strategies. Remember, for Advanced, it's not just about knowing the answer, but understanding the why and the how. Take your time to formulate your solutions, and don't hesitate to review the concepts if needed. Good luck! Here are the remaining questions for the hardest level. These problems continue to probe your in-depth understanding of oxidation reactions, including industrial applications, green chemistry principles, and complex structural elucidation. Think about the broader implications of these reactions and how they connect to various aspects of chemistry. Pay close attention to any specific conditions mentioned, as they often hold the key to the correct answer. This set is designed to push your analytical and critical thinking skills. Once you've attempted all of them, you'll have a strong grasp of oxidation in aldehydes and ketones, ready for any challenge Advanced throws your way. And that wraps up our deep dive into the oxidation of aldehydes and ketones. I hope this journey from easy definitions to hardest mechanisms has been insightful and has strengthened your grasp of this crucial topic for Advanced. Remember, consistent practice and a clear understanding of concepts are key to success. For more such comprehensive educational content and to explore other topics in chemistry, physics, and math, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and new lessons. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep aiming for excellence. See you in the next session.